Hey guys, welcome. Kudos to you for making through that rough introduction. Most of the people walk out of that introduction, and I honestly don't want to work with those people. If you don't have an open mind, I don't want to go out of my way to teach you something. It never ends up well. So I am assuming you have an open mind and let's go forward. So, any organization that you work with, the most important asset for that organization or even you is data. This is a picture that I picked up from the Azure website, which basically talks about how to design with security in mind. And the first layer, the most bottom layer that they're looking at is data. You have to secure that first, and then everything else would come into picture. Like network, VM, compute, none of it matters. If your data is not secure, uh, you're not going to go anywhere. So that's what you're going to learn to deal with in this training. So, what is data? Uh, so right now, what we're looking at is the different kinds of data organization maintains. A lot of it people don't consider data or don't think of this as a data when we think about data. So the first is organizational chart, basically how people are related to each other. And that is one kind of database. But there is a special type of database that can be used to query that information really fast, and those are called like graph databases. We won't be talking about those, but just something to keep in mind. Then the heap up files right below that. So when we talk about data like this, can you ask yourself, well, that plus the next slides, one is the movie collection, the other is photo collection. So when you talk about this data, if somebody asks you a question, hey, how many pages are in that file? Would you know off the top of your head? Probably not. Same thing with your movies, same thing with your photos. Now, one or two of them go missing. How big of a deal it is? It's not. So, this is the kind of data which can be stored as a semi structured data or like unstructured data altogether. Not that it's not important, but we are not that concerned about this data. Uh, where I'm going with this is why do you need a relational database? And we'll talk more and more about this to make that concept clear. Because until unless you understand this, you won't be able to decide what to do with your data. Like right now, there was a time when you knew just the article and you're fine. Like right now, it's a very multi-database world. So if you're going to be a database professional, you need to understand what the other database types are. But like first, to understand that, you need to be able to differentiate data. And right now, it's just going to be very important data and not so important data. There are more types, but right now, let's stick to that. So what we're looking at here, the middle bottom is a patient's medical information. Now here, uh, just ask yourself a question. Well, I'm going to ask myself that question. Can we make mistakes in this data? Not at all. Like the smallest mistake here is going to cost somebody their life. So this is extremely crucial data. Then the other